So the cheering's a little premature because I didn't announce why you're here.
I don't really know why I'm here.
So, let's sorry, we're doing this a little abruptly today, but welcome to another episode of the We Do Marketing Hour. I am super stoked to have. It just the cheers are just coming on.
Because they know who's here.
Somebody, I mean, we've got some crazy news to show you guys.
They know. Thanks, Mom.
Mom and all your cousins.
Mom, cousin, my grandma, all my mom's friends.
All your friends.
Tennis. Thanks, Mom.
I'm super stoked to have my friend Paul Faust here. And I can't even call him. I've got to address him now differently because of this new news. And we're so fortunate to be the first people to have them on their show. Not Papantonio.
Nope.
Not Lanier.
Nope.
Not Mogul from Chris.
No way.
Not Dreyer. Not Hennessy. No one's
Not
podcast. We were the first. Not Stern.
No.
Not Jenna and Angela from the. You were on their podcast before, but they don't even know this. This news is cheerworthy.
It's still sitting.
It is because I don't even know how you're here with me. How can we sit in the same room? Like seriously. Let me introduce you guys to the newly appointed, one and only President Paul Faust of Trusted Legal. Can we say President
Trusted
Legal
That
Partners.
was the original name, but there were some people, our lawyers looked at it and said, you should take that out.
Yeah, you should probably take that out. So,
Just call it Trusted Legal Partners.
President Paul Faust of Trusted Legal Partners. We're so fortunate to have you,
Thank you so
here,
much,
sir.
Brad.
Thank you for
so
being, in the new year, gracing us here in We Do Web headquarters.
Yeah, it was. To be honest, it was a pretty decision on why I decided to break the news.
Yeah, why us first?
Two reasons. Really, two reasons only. One, you and your studio are about 15 minutes from my house. No, that's
That's a good reason.
one.
That's a reason.
And number two, nobody else has actually asked. so yeah, you're the first and only one to ask. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting for my family. And that's pretty much it.
Jack must be beside herself.
Yeah, she's not very happy because I make her address me as president now.
Oh.
Around the home.
Yes. I can see how that could be.
Yeah, she doesn't like it, but she'll get used to it.
She'll get used to it.
Just like everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we have national trial lawyers coming up. There'll be a lot of people there. I expect people not to just race over and shake my hand and wave at me. I expect to be addressed.
Well, do you want handshakes? Or do you want hugs, bows?
I like handshakes. There is a part of the position is I might have security with me. I will just address me in the way that you would address the president. I mean, it's no different.
Mr. President.
When you're the president, you're the president. It doesn't matter whether it's the United States or TLP. So that's how I would like to be addressed.
I have a weird insecurity being around people of high power and success, and you're making it very easy for us to just be here like buds and friends. Like this hasn't gone to your head yet.
Well, it's something that when I talked about doing the role, taking on the presidency, I said I want to be more like the people, and I think it's important that I mingle with the common vendors, people who have not been the president of anything. I think it's important because it's almost like undercover boss. How am I really going to know how to help other vendors if I don't, trying to think of the right way to say it, if I don't try and view myself as just like you guys? So
agreed.
Yes,
your humility,
it's not
is
easy.
encouraging and inspiring. I mean,
Not easy.
can I hold back the tears? Can I hold back my true feelings that I can't believe you're this humble?
Having more people
having this amazing relationship with you, and you now being president, Mr. President, is humbling. So tell me about this role. Like you took this on. What is it exactly? Is president of Trusted Legal Partners?
So my dear friend and a wonderful vendor in the industry, Dean Chase from Plaintiff Support Services, decided during COVID to start an association of vendors.
Thank you. Awesome.
He deserves a round of applause. decided and reached out to a few of us and said, look, we're not going to conferences. It's hard to see people. How can we help each other out? Let's start a group of vendors in the industry that can share resources, share knowledge, help each other out during this slowdown, because a lot of us make our money and make our relationships at conferences. So Dean reached out to a few of us and said, let's start this group. And we all jumped in and said, this is great, let's do it. And so we started Trusted Legal Partners during COVID. And it started out just as a way for vendors in the industry who knew each other in the beginning to, hey, what's going on? Are things slow? How can we help you? How do you want to market? How can we reach out to lawyers and help them out during the slow time? And we were meeting and talking every week in the beginning. And it was really kind of refreshing because we've talked about it for years, and Dean stepping up and saying, let's do it. So we formed this group. It's a group, you hear about lawyers have dozens and dozens and dozens of masterminds. Well, where's the mastermind for us? Where is this place where vendors can go network? Where is a place where vendors can go share ideas? Vendors can go and say, hey, I don't know how to do this. Hey, I'm new to this conference. Hey, what events are coming up? Hey, how are you marketing properly? Hey, does anybody know this person? Can you help me out? So that's really what Trusted Legal Partners is. For me as the new president, there's two areas that I want to focus on. One is building value to vendors, our own mastermind, our own, let us help you be a better vendor. What podcast software are you using? What email newsletter software? What conferences do you go to? Which don't you go to? All that stuff. And then second is, how can we leverage our size of 60, 70, 80, 100 vendors to help the industry out? How do we go to National Trial Lawyers, Mass Tort Made Perfect, Ken Hardison at Pilva, Crisp, Mark Lanier, AJ, and say, look, we're a vendor association of 100 members. Our plan is to grow to be 100 members. And you can reach out to us and visit us if you're interested in joining, and say, look, how do we support you? How do you support us? So really, it's not that complicated. Every industry has groups of people that get together and help each other out. When we started, it was going to be one per category. We didn't want competition, but then we decided as a group, you know what? There's plenty of room in this market for competition. I work with competitors of mine, so do you. We can all work together. So we've opened it up. The only real qualification to getting in is that you're an honorable company, that you do honorable work. Someone's not going to say you can't be in TLP because they just don't like you. If you're a vendor in the space whether you're newer, that's okay, because I can tell you that I've learned something from every single vendor I've met, even if it's their first one. We're just looking for people who want to share, who want to help, want to share, want to get involved, and together we grow the whole industry. So that's really what it's about. And they asked me if I've been on the board. I was involved with TLP from the beginning. And we have a website, it's a legal partner. We have a social media page. When you go to NTL, you'll see signs on booths of members who are members. You can ask them about it. And I've been involved from the beginning. And they said, hey, would you be willing to be the president and kind of, take on this role for a year? And then next year, I hope to leave it in another spot and somebody else takes it over and maybe goes in the same direction, or, quite frankly, one of my mentors in the industry, Harlan Schillinger, we all know. Many of us wouldn't have an industry if Harlan didn't kind of create this legal marketing world. 100%. And Harlan, besides the board, Harlan really said to me, this is something I'd like you to do. Paul, I'd like you to be the president. I think it's a position you should take. I think you'd be good at it. I'm going to do a lot of things wrong. I'm going to mess up a lot. It's not just me. I have a board, Paul Liebman, Dean is on the board, Harlan, Patsy, who you know, and Kerry Colby-White. So we're a board. And then the membership is involved. We want all of our members to be involved if we have committees. So it's really a group. We make group decisions, and we're just trying to help each other out.
What's the cost for a vendor to get in, and is there a specific application that they got to go through? And then second question on that, how will this help lawyers finding vendors, right? What's the benefit to our potential clients and partners outside in the space?
All right, great question. So it's a very simple process. You could ask any member. We use one of our vendors called Text Legal. They set up one word, all caps, join TLP. You text that to 22222. So join TLP to 22222. You'll get a link. You can fill out an application. It's very simple. Your name, your company, etc. Couple questions that we ask you that comes to the board, and we review applications and vote on them. And if we need to discuss somebody because someone doesn't know a person, then we'll ask around as a board and be like, oh, does someone know this person? Yeah, who are they, etc. We're trying to make it real easy to join. Again, I'm not so much worried about who's joining because I want everyone to join. It's more who we don't want to join. People who have maybe burned people in the industry or have not been honorable in the industry, because we want to protect our members and the lawyers we ultimately work for. Look, how is this going to help the industry? I think when we have a strong vendor pool, it's better for the industry. We're all going to make each other better. And if you're a lawyer, or if you're an association like NTL, MTNP, Lanier, Pilma, CRISP, there's other ones, 8-Figure Attorney, other groups out there, it's nice to be able to call someone and in one phone call say, hey, I'm putting on an event. This is the event. Hey, I have a podcast. I'm looking for guests. I have this and I'm looking for sponsors. Talking to us, we bring it to our membership and say, hey, this group can use some help. They're looking for vendors. Maybe we get a special deal for our vendors. We're looking for speakers. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for guests for a podcast. So together, we can kind of raise the tide of everybody. It's also nice when you have other vendors that can raise their hands and say, hey, I'm noticing something in the industry. I'm noticing a lot of this. And that information goes around to the other vendors. We can all be better at what we do. Hey, we're finding that there's a shift. I've heard from other vendors where I learned it from that, hey, Facebook is, or Google is changing how you can market for car accidents, or, hey, there's lead issues. So it's good to talk to other vendors so we can provide better services. If some vendor comes and says, my lawyers or my clients are having a problem with this, I'm going to give you a real example. It sounds like a plug. I can jump in and say, well, there's another member named Alex Valencia, and he specializes in that level content, and we do web content. I think you should talk to him. Or you're having that issue, Mr. Client of mine, you know what? There's a member of mine that's a specialist in intake. I'm not telling you to hire him right now. I'm telling you hop on the phone with him. Or you have a funding issue, talk to Dean of Plaintiffs Board. So that's the value to lawyers. If we could be better vendors, then we could be better in the industry. Then we can provide better services. So, why do lawyers get together in masterminds? To help each other be better lawyers, run their practices better. Well, now I want to help vendors run their business better, listen to lawyers more, deliver better value. So I think, look, it's a win-win. We're charging $1,500 a year.
Wow, that's minimal.
To be in the association. And what I am promising to every single person that joins is, well, absolutely, if you use TLP, my promise is you're going to get more than that amount of value out of it, separate from any potential clients you pick up because vendors are networking and sharing and helping each other out. Just with maybe it's speaking engagements, maybe it's discounts at events, maybe it's we bring in speakers that you couldn't see to give advice that you might have to pay for. If you participate, get involved, you will get more than that amount of value out of being a member. On top of, look, I've picked up clients that I wouldn't have had from other members who've said, Paul, talk to this person. So, and we're going to, look, I'm new to this. I'm the new president. I don't know what we're going to do. And it's not my decision. We have a board and a team. And anyone who's in TLP can say, hey, what about this? Hey, we're going to try and we're going to do a bunch of charity stuff. We're going to be doing more podcasts. We might have our own event where we have our own mastermind groups and people can come in, and instead of it being exhibit to lawyers, it's just going to be roundtable discussions where we meet and talk about issues that face us. So I think it's valuable. There's another great association out there that my friend Randy Nordstrom, the NTVA, Mass Tort Vendor Association, is the president of. I'm going to talk to Randy, see how can the associations work together.
Love that.
It's all about rising the tide of everybody. So I'm excited. I have the energy for this. I'm doing it because I like to give back, and it should be fun. And please, if anybody wants to join or learn more about us, reach out to myself or reach out to any member.
Awesome. Say the number again. Text.
Well, you can text join TLP to 22222. You can look us on Facebook. You can see us, and also we have a website, trustedlegalpartners.com, and you'll see who some of our members are there. You can see some of the categories. And again, it's okay if you're new to the space.
Right.
It's okay if you've been a vendor in the space a long time. Talk to us, and hopefully it's good for everybody.
I think it's a benefit for anyone who's new to the space because you get to meet all the vendors a lot quicker in a safe environment that doesn't have to be at a conference. So any vendors listening, I suggest and highly encourage joining and meeting all the other vendors. I think that's one of the strategies we all have when we go to conferences is meet as many vendors as you can, be friendly with them. You never know where your next deal is going to come from, and it could be a referral from.
I get most of my business from other
vendors.
Right. I get most of my business. Look, I just got an email yesterday from a vendor that's got 3 dinners planned at NTL for his clients, and he sent me a text and said, hey, I have 3 dinners. Would you like to come to one? Pick one you'd like to come to. So when you're in a group like Trusted Legal Partners, vendors are looking out for each other. If I'm at an event and I see somebody who's a member, I might say, hey, come over, let me introduce you to someone. Hey, I'm doing this event. Would you like to join me? Hey, I'm doing a webinar. You're more than welcome to sit in on it. So that's how we're all trying to help each other out. And again, even if there's competitors in there, it's okay. We're not sharing confidential information about your revenue and who your targets are. And look, there's things that you could, if you have some unique idea that you're going to go to grow your business, you're going to go, market at water parks. I'm just making up something ridiculous. Don't share it if you think it's something really highly confidential and you don't want your competitors to know. But here's the bottom line. What you're doing is going to get out. There's really nothing secret. It's just a matter of you doing it once and everyone's going to see. So let's share. Let's help each other grow. Let's point out when we think someone's doing something wrong. I point it out to vendors and I say, hey, I don't think showing up at a conference, not having a booth, not paying as an attendee, but getting a cabana at the pool, I don't think it's the right thing to do. Not only are you not being honored with the association, right? But you're also hurting me. I spent money for a booth. And if the lawyers at that conference are going outside, to hang out with you, they're not coming to me. So, we could all point things out to each other. And someone might say, yeah, I disagree. Okay. But we could all point each other out. Flaws. Look, we know Seth Price. Seth came over to me once and critiqued my booth. This is years ago and said, I don't like your booth. What do you do with your booth?
Try
Here's
again.
what I think you should do, and here's why. I'm like, thanks, man. That was a great idea, and I changed my booth. So and it's not like we do a ton of business together. He just said, here's an idea. So this is a way we get on a call once a month. So we're now going to go to one formal call a month where we can talk about TLP business and upcoming shows and what the committees are doing, our website, et cetera. And then one informal call a month, which is just going to be the network. It's not going to be any formal information given. It's just going to be, if you want to hop on and network with other members and kind of talk about what you do and do little breakout rooms, that's what we're going to do. So it's really, this year's the year of value to members. And then at the same time, myself and the board will be working on ways to give value to the industry.
Right.
So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. And if, I hope I could take us to new levels. And if I can't, then I'll step down and pass the reins over to someone else. And I'm going to do my best.
I love it. I think a great opportunity is, for a long time, there wasn't the marketer role on a lot of these conferences. I'd love to eventually see, with the aggregation and growth of the vendors on TLP, to maybe see a TLP option, right? Like discounted conference option if you are a TLP member or something like
Absolutely.
that. That would be awesome.
Something we're working on because, and look, I'm not just going to ask for a discount because we're TLP.
Right.
It's, hey, make one phone call or Ken Hardison or again, come on. I said that as I'm looking at Ken Hardison on your coffee cup. Hey, come on to TLP next month. Talk about the Super Summit, what you're doing, how you're gonna. It's going to be good for vendors, and then hey, if give us a time. Hey, I'm going to open it up for 1 week for your vendors that pop on, and give us a shot at it. Maybe we could fill it up with one phone call. Saves you. Now you can focus your time on planning a great conference and getting the best content
Right.
and booking the hotel and all that stuff. And if in one phone call we could sell the booze or a bunch of them or speaking, I want to help. I don't just. I can promise everyone who joins and the associate. It's not like we plan to use our size to say this or this. It's about mutual benefit.
Love it.
It's about where are there opportunities that we can have a panel with good vendors. Where can we support smaller events that need some help and other things like that. So that's all it's about.
Awesome. So we're getting Jacqueline Faust, which is Paul's
Hey,
beautiful
Jacqueline.
wife.
Hey, what?
Hi, you're live on the podcast with Alex Valencia. You're
Jack, what's up? Welcome to the We Do Marketing Hour. How are you?
I am good. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Nothing. We're sitting here on the podcast, and, I am just flabbergasted and so stoked for you that you are now the wife of the president, the first lady of Trusted Legal Partners. Wow. Well, how does that feel? Like, are you humbled? Like, what is it?
That's a good question. I am very proud of my husband.
You said you're one of your husband. You're very what?
I'm very proud of my loving and caring husband.
Wow, that's
Wow.
That is
Those
wonderful.
are wonderful words. Wonderful. You can be totally
You can be honest here.
honest here.
So
This is
the
a
we
safe.
do. This is safe. We do
This
the
is a safe space for you. So I want to know how you really feel.
I could. Do you want me to tell you how you really feel?
I'm proud of him,
But
you need me to continue because I'm actually on the other line.
Oh no.
oh, sorry.
Are you
It
on
can't
the
be-
phone with
I
the
mean, obviously
president?
not live. Like
Are
I'm
you?
on the phone with the co-captain of the tennis team working out the
co-captain.
All right. So basically, what my wife just said to you is the co-captain of the tennis team is more important than the president of TLP.
But I already said how proud I am.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you. Go back to the co-captain. Of the
Bye,
tennis
Jack.
team.
Thanks for being on.
Bye.
It's wonderful because this morning she asked me. She said, "So tell me, you're now the president of a law firm." That's me. So yeah, I had to let her know what TLP was. So it's really cool. So you're the president of a law firm, and I should have just said yes.
Yes, you should have said yes.
But yeah, I think if most people ask my wife, I'm not even sure she knows what I do. I think there's times when her and her mother think that I'm actually in the CIA because they really don't know what I do.
Or FBI.
Yeah, no, she really doesn't know like exactly. She's like, I really don't know what you do, and so I just tell her that I'm on the spot.
I want to talk about this role.
Oh, my role.
You just got a role in a Tom Sizemore, right? Tom Sizemore movie?
Tom Sizemore was like, yeah, people I don't know, I tell them, yeah, I got a role. Like I randomly, like they found me on the street, like, and they were like, oh my God, that's the guy. A friend of mine from Florida, Rick Geller, is producing this movie. This movie was originally originally being written for an episodic on HBO. COVID shut it down. So Rick and his friend, Bruce, picked up the script and rewrote it as a feature. And Rick is producing it. With Bruce Bellacci. I think I'm saying that right. I apologize if I got it wrong. And Rick kind of meets him doing this movie. It's called The Legend of Jack and Diane. And, I'm raising some capital. Can you have some contacts? Yeah. So I was helping him out, and I said to him, happy to help. I really like to, part in the movie. I like doing that stuff. As most people know, I like living through experiences. I live life for a living. I want to do all sorts of fun stuff. So if you have anything super fun that I can do, whether it's like dive with sharks, go on a Navy SEAL operation, drive, whatever. So I said, I'd like to be in it. So he's like, good, let's see what happens. So he started raising the capital. They got Tom Sizemore, Robert Lasardo, and other actors. And they started shooting a week ago Sunday in L.A., and I have a part. And, I kind of learned when I did theater in high school, there's no small parts, just small actors. Every part has so I play an FBI agent. And I'm going out there right after NTL and right before Velocity's event, which is called Tordex in Arizona, which if you're a lawyer and you're interested in going to, look up Tordex. You can reach out to me or Brian Vogel, who's a member of TLP, and ask because it's open to lawyers who are interested in learning about the mass tort world and some other things they're talking about. And so then I'm flying out to shoot my scene. I want to get there early, spend a day or two on set just to get a feel for the production and sort of really how my character's supposed to, play. But I'm basically an FBI agent, and it's my lines, while I only have a few, the line I have sort of ties the whole script together. Explains, you go through this whole movie of stuff, and I have one line that's sort of, that's it. So for me, I thought about dropping out of college to be an actor, realized that I didn't have what most actors have, which is that I don't care. This is what I want to do.
Right.
I'm going to wait tables. I'm going to bartend. I'm going to drive a taxi.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I've been on some things. Many people know I did an episode of The Office. I was an extra on Sex and the City. So I just love being behind the scenes and watching the process. We take for granted what goes into a TV show or a film, or even like watching an NFL game on a Sunday. A friend of mine, is the director of NFL operations for the Buccaneers, and I spent the day with him at work. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people behind the scenes to put on a game on a Sunday. Like, you don't realize what goes on. There's a whole section at their office, like 10 seats of just the people who manage the cheerleaders and this and so I happen to love the process of things. You ever watch that show How It's Made?
Yep.
Like, we take for granted, how this mouse pad got. So for me, getting to be on the set of a show, first of all, it's cool. Let's be honest, it's cool to be in movies and TV shows. But just watching the process and how it all goes on in the background, and I enjoy it. I would love to do more of it. I have a couple bucket list ones I want to do that I've always wanted to do. But this is a big excited. I'm excited for my friend Rick Eller. I'm excited for Ed Lake as a producer, our dear friend Ed Lake from Persistent Lake Law Firm. Ed is an executive producer. Hopefully Ed comes out with me when I shoot. I believe that he's starting Persist Films, which will be another company of Ed's to look to do more pictures. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do it, and hopefully I don't screw up the whole movie.
I doubt you will. I think knowing what I know from cool guy Paul.
Well, look. Here's the real benefit. What gives me sort of my safety net is that since I'm only shooting in one scene and it's a one-day shoot. It's not like it's the thread throughout the movie with 15 locations that if I just completely suck at being an FBI agent, they can get like some key grip or gaffer or some guy off the street they seem to like, hey, can you read these lines? Like, so, I got a little bit of like a safety net. If I just told them like to the camera guy, can you just read these lines because this guy sucks. So it's not like, all of a sudden we're flying all over the world and I'm in all this stuff and they're like, dude, what are we going to do now? Like,
right.
Prosthetics for 12 hours. Like, I have a couple lines. So I'm, it's like the producer from The Office. When I did The Office, I had lunch with him, Ken Zbornak. I'll never remember it. I'll never forget it. So we're having lunch after I shot, and I'm like, sorry, I do. He goes, oh, it was great. He's great. He goes, our biggest fear when we hired you coming out here is that you were going to come out here and try and be an actor. Like, you were going to try and act.
Right.
We just wanted you to be you. And we thought you were going to come out here and, studied acting and, method. I mean, just wanted to be you. So I hope I get it right. It's going to be fun. And if it... And then, hopefully when it comes out, I'll let everybody know whether it be Amazon, Netflix, whatever it comes out, and then you can all watch it, and then tell everybody the movie would not have been the same without me. That's really what we want to do.
Super stoked. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
It'll be fun.
Can't wait for National Tri-Lawyers. Here we are, just a couple weeks from it.
Which is actually going to be the last conference before, I'm hanging out with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and you'll see me on carpets.
That's
and
right.
I'll be in all when you're waiting in line everywhere and I'm going to the front, this is the last one. So if you want to spend some time with me before, look, those guys don't hang out with you, but once you're in movies, then you're part of them.
Are you going to give up presidency, though?
We're having a board meeting to decide.
So if you blow up after this huge FBI gig you're doing,
yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
are you gonna? I mean, you can't leave. TLP gave you that opportunity.
No, because by the time they finish shooting it, getting it edited, shop it, and it actually airs when it would blow up. Which I think it's going to blow up. I think it'll be episodic. I think there's going to be follow-up movies to it. Yeah, but by then I'll be 6-7 months in.
Maybe even in a spin-off from your role.
It's called The FBI Guy with a couple lines. That's the working title.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so no, I think I'll be able to manage both.
Persist.
Yeah, manage both roles. Yeah. But
For now.
Ed Lake will be helping me.
I love Ed
with
Lake.
all that stuff. So Ed is one of the most genuine, awesome humans in the industry.
He is.
So I love him, and I'm excited that he's one of my executive producers.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Mr. President. Super stoked to have
Thank
you
you.
on once again.
#TLP.
Check out Trusted Legal Partners. Text 222.
22222. You text join TLP, one word. I did it all caps. I'm not going to. If you don't know how to spell join TLP, maybe we're not the association. You can get that one on your own.
Right.
Join TLP to 22222.
Man, I can't get it.
Then maybe talk to Randy and join MTV.
Yeah. That has MTV. It might be a lot easier for you.
So text, and thanks again, Elliot and Text Legal for setting that up for us. A lot of our members, donate time, energy, and stuff. So yeah, please. Or if you're not sure, come find me or any one of our members at NTL. There'll be a lot of us there, and just ask about it. And we'd love you to join.
Peace. Have a good night.